Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the spaceship the Milano, piloted by the legendary outlaw Star-Lord.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw? Guys?
Yeah, that was pretty much my reaction when I heard that the Guardians of the Galaxy were getting their own film adaptation, as I've never heard of them in any shape, way, or form. Sure, I never read the comics for the other Marvel Cinematic Universe superheroes, but I got all the information I needed about them off of video games and TV shows. However, I had no choice but to see Guardians of the Galaxy because, as I stated in my review of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, if you skip just one movie in this franchise, your chances of understanding future plot points drops dramatically. However, when I saw the trailers for this film, I actually started to get interested, especially when I saw Raccoon grab a gun and start blasting everything in sight. So, let's see where the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes next in its story with Guardians of the Galaxy. Welcome to Short and to the Point, where I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Okay, let's have some music, shall we?
I look around, you know what I see? Losers. But life's giving us a chance. To do what? Something good? Something bad? A bit of both.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Guardians of the Galaxy begins with something that seems to be a requirement in every superhero backstory. Someone dies, and I cannot get invested in this death scene for 2 reasons. 1, the scene is rushed, almost as if the movie wanted to get it out of the way as fast as possible. And 2, the scene is played up way too seriously, and because of the rushed pacing, I almost expected something comedic to happen. After the death, our hero, Peter Quill, runs out of the hospital in anguish and is immediately abducted by aliens, before we've had any time to process what just happened. That's not a very good way to start your movie, people. We then cut to 26 years later, and any doubts I might have had about this film were crushed when I saw Chris Pratt as the adult Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, who calls him that mostly himself. He is perfectly capable of handling himself in a fight, but is completely unprofessional and comes across as a wannabe Han Solo more than anything, though he does have a good heart and plenty of funny one-liners. Our other heroes are the trigger-happy Raccoon, enthusiastically voiced by Bradley Cooper, his partner Groot, voiced by Ben Diesel, who despite having very little lines is remarkably likable due to his actions and his relationship with Rocket, and then there is Drax the Destroyer. He is a psychotic alien with a death wish and is fittingly played by a professional wrestler. You will know him as Dave Bautista. And last but never least is the lovely Zoe Saldana as Gamara. She is the most level-headed and serious member of the team, but she does loosen up over the course of the story while still maintaining her ability to kick butt. The story centers around Peter stealing a mysterious and powerful orb that is sought after by the alien known as Ronan, played by Lee Pace, whose performance alternates between too serious to be threatening and enjoyably hammy. He desires the orb to wipe out his hated enemies, the Nova Corps, and through a series of events, our heroes all wind up running into one another and decide to work together for their own mutual benefit. Peter, Gamara, Groot, and Rocket all desire to sell the orb to get it as far away from themselves as possible, while Drax desires revenge against Ronan and won't let anyone, including innocent civilians, stand in his way. The story does not get any more complicated than that, and it works to its advantage, though I did have an issue with it. The movie features things from 2 post-credit sequences in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but forgets to identify where they came from. Even if you do remember where these callbacks are from, they are not strictly speaking important to the story, or at least not as important as they were made out to be in the post-credit sequences. Imagine if the Tesseract made only a brief appearance in the Avengers after Thor and Captain America made a big deal about it, and you'll have an idea as to what I mean. Aside from that, the Guardians are what made this movie for me. They barely know the meaning of the words great power and great responsibility, and would do things that most Marvel superheroes never would, but the movie also manages to keep them sympathetic. Even Rocket and Drax have more sympathetic moments than you would expect from characters like them, and many moments in the movie that are played for laughs actually wind up being pretty serious later on. The movie's wonderful musical score just heightens the more emotional parts of the film, and even when jokes are made during the dramatic moments, the movie actually manages to make them funny without coming at the expense of the tension of the scene. I also like the interactions between the characters, and it was fun to see them bond, and the pop culture references chosen by Star-Lord are actually well chosen and executed, especially the mixtape that he uses throughout the movie that has a pretty good selection of songs. The movie also has plenty of fun action sequences with great comedic timing, though they do sometimes have the occasional awkward moment, though that's mostly a nitpick. So all in all, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a fun ride from start to finish that can delve into serious territory whenever the situation arises. The movie did need some work with how it fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but as I said earlier, the true strength lies within its main characters. They are well cast, and there is a good sense of camaraderie between them, and I'm just gonna say it, Rocket Raccoon is the most awesome character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far. Yes, even more than Iron Man. I am going to give it 8 mixtapes out of a possible 10, and I do recommend it for a theatrical viewing. This has been short and to the point, and I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Now, if you excuse me, I am going to raid my dad's comic book collection for any Guardians of the Galaxy comics, and then hello, eBay. I probably shouldn't have said that on camera. What are the odds of him ever seeing this? I will see you all next time. Bye.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy,